we say we want to get rid of the weight, but then we literally do the thing that keeps the weight, okay? And I really want to be empathetic while I'm also being very honest with you and have a lot of compassion, because it's hard. The world that we live in is conditioned for us to eat only for pleasure. I'm not going to even say bad, because I think eating food, like having an amazing meal from an amazing chef and tasting their elaborate, amazing, new one-of-a-kind meal, seasonings that have never been put together, like you want to take advantage of those things. Or when you're on vacation, or when you're, celebrating your child's birthday, whatever. Food is a part of life. Like it's a part of like how we connect with each other, right? But if you're trying to lose 25 to 30 pounds, there's gonna have to be a moment where you press pause on that stuff for just a little bit, okay? So if you're yo-yoing, or it's like year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 10, that you're like, I've been trying to get this weight off for the longest time and I just can't seem to get it off. What I want to tell you is it's probably because you might need to do some type of inner work prior to you actually trying to lose the weight. So stay with me here. Hear me out. If you really want to lose the weight, I'm going to tell you how to do it, okay? Sometimes we have to mentally get ready. Like before we even start doing the exercising and the eating healthier, it starts up here. So that's why my channel is all about health, fitness, and mindfulness. And really purposely, mindfulness is on the end of that slogan, because I want you to, that's actually what I want to stick in your mind the most, is mindfulness. There's going to have to be an entirely new identity that we become embodied with if you want to lose 25 to 30 pounds. So that's going to be things like not eating super late, portion, looking at your portions, realizing if you have a sugar addiction or not, right? Now, all those things are very surface. Like we see them and we're like, okay, we get it. We're stressed, we gain weight. We've been working too much, we gain weight. We haven't been getting enough sleep, we gain weight. But what if you really want to lose the weight in 2023, for the next 30 days, really dig into why you haven't lost it. Okay? Really dig into why. Is your family life, is your home life a mess? Do you hate your job? Do we need to get another job? Ding, ding, ding. That's what mine was. I hated my job. I was like, I'm not doing what I want to be doing with my life. Stress eating. Eating on the road. I was commuting, eating on the road. Do we not really feel like we can do it? Like, do we not show up for ourselves? Do we not trust ourselves? That's okay. But as long as we're identifying it, then we can get to the root of the problem. So if another year goes by, it's like we have to figure out why. If we're jumping from, Weight Watchers, we're jumping to keto, we're jumping to vegan, we're jumping to vegetarian, we're jumping to the carnivore diet, we're jumping to all these different diets, not realizing that the entire time, the main dieting that we need, like the main cleanup that we need to do, not realizing that the entire time where we need to start is actually just mindfulness. And a lot of people take this for granted, and a lot of people will sign up for fitness programs and 30-day challenges and 6-week challenges, and some people do fantastic, but then they completely gain all the weight back, or they feel like they can't even get through the challenge, right? So there's an underlying reason why we're not doing those things. So that's what we need to start with. It's okay to get mentally prepared for the next 30 days to then actually start to lose the weight, right? So I know for me, there was a period in my life where I just was like, I just want to purge everything. Like my grandmother had passed away, and I was a caregiver for 6 years. And there was just so many things that I saw her accumulate. And so of course, when she passed, my mother and I were in charge of like getting rid of all her stuff. So in purging all her stuff, I was like, I just want to go through my stuff too, like, and get rid of every single thing that doesn't serve me. Like for some reason and it wasn't like I was messy or dirty or anything like that. It was just having an abundance of things that weren't serving me. It was like clouding my mind to where I was like, I really want to read more about glucose and blood sugar and what the brain does when we eat certain things. And I wanted to like nerd out and geek out. But then when I would go research that stuff, I would find myself transitioning out of that and just scrolling on social media. And I'm like, why do I do that? Like, I'm really interested in learning about habit building and how to become, you know, an extraordinary person when it comes to the decisions you make for yourself, and why people do the things that they do, and why people make the decisions that they make, including myself. I'm like, why am I going to scrolling on social media? And so I had to really think, like, what is it? And I was like, I have all these things on my to-do list that were work related, cleanliness related, health related, like all these different fitness related, all these things. And then because it was just so many things I wanted to check off my list, I just was like, let me just scroll, right? So it was a form of numbing. It was a form of like just kind of forgetting about what I needed to do. So after I just literally went from one corner of my apartment to the rest, I just had all this like space, right? So again, it's like I had 10 different moisturizers for my face. I don't need 10, right? I had a ton of clothes that I just wasn't wearing anymore. They were folded neatly, but I just had a ton of clothes that I just never seemed to touch, right? Like, so my main point is that for you, what is it? What is clouding you? What is it? What is like mentally boggling you down, right? Like, is it a partner that you're with that's not supportive? Is it your job is just overly stressful? Is it, you know, maybe you feel like you literally don't have control. Maybe you might need to go get a panel done, right? Maybe you just binge watch and like change your way of thinking and binge watch women that are in their 30s and up that have the best body of their life, have the body of their dreams. Maybe you feel like you're too old, right? Maybe you feel like post baby, I can never have the body of my dreams. And if you literally just Google, like go on YouTube, there's every single thing that is a limiting belief in your mind, it exists. And that's the beauty about there's a duality to having the internet. It's a blessing and a curse. But the good thing is that we can have access to all these people all over the world that are doing the things that we feel like are like just the impossible. People are doing them. So we want to dig into the mindfulness. Like, are we just not organized, right? Are we not organized? Just admit it to yourself. Then download books, ebooks, or watch some podcasts on how to get organized, and then just spend the next month getting your life organized. Then you'll have all this space in your brain to be able to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to sign up for that gym, or you know what? I'm going to start working out Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. You know what? I am going to meal prep, because you actually have the mental capacity. So a lot of times we'll say, well, we just don't have time. This is the main point of this video that I want to dig into. A lot of times when we don't have time, but then we're scrolling on social media, but then we're going to get cocktails after work, but then we're hitting the club, but then we're just mindlessly shopping on Amazon, or we are binge watching Netflix. We're actually numbing, we're deflecting, like we're doing other things to help us. We're doing other things to help us deny the fact that we really have to do some inner work to get to the bottom of this, right? So what we're really saying is that we don't want to make time for that, because we all actually have time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, right? So let's take away 8 hours for sleep. So we all have the same 16 hours in a day. And why are some people exponentially able to use their time for health, fitness, and they have the body of their dreams, the health of their dreams, but then some people aren't? But then you're one of those people that's like, I know I really want that, but I feel like I just can't. If you can't wake up in the morning